Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecca Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 115. Let's just jump right in with it. Week in review. We'll talk about what's been going on this week, things that are coming up, stuff like that. And I guess first off, we'll talk about the backup. So we have been extremely backed up. This is currently our third week in a row that ended up being a 4-day week, right? We had a 4-day week due to the snow day, 4-day week due to Christmas, and then this week 4-day week due to New Year's. We took the last 2 Mondays off because of the observed holidays, so to speak, and that's helped contribute to us being behind, right? More orders than we can pack in a week, etc. Further compounded by the fact that we had several people out sick last week. We had 1 planned absence, 2 unplanned illnesses as well last week, and that's been obviously a problem. This week we had 2 more illnesses, including Ethan's. You'll notice I'm filming in the room here. I was going to try to set it up all fancy. I frankly don't have time for it. I don't think you guys mind. This is where the setup was from filming earlier in the week, and it just made things easier. So, been kind of covering some of Ethan's stuff. We have someone else out in the warehouse, so it's contributing. We've been doing a little bit better this week in terms of keeping up with packing orders and stuff. I suspect next week will be even better. And with the big shipments that arrived last week, packing and shipping pre-orders now this week, that further compounds things. We're probably 2 to 3 days behind. We're currently packing and shipping the pre-orders that can now go out in parallel with regular orders. We've assigned 1 packing station starting on Wednesday for pre-orders, 1 for regular orders. The pre-orders will all go out before any of the restock stuff from this Friday goes out. So if you're ordering something that was on a pre-order, keep that in mind. And if you ordered it as a pre-order and that pre-order is good to go and there's nothing else that order is waiting on, your order is first in the queue, just so nobody's worrying about that or anything like that. Shouldn't be a problem. We'll hopefully be caught up with those pre-orders by the end of the day Friday. Friday's orders will definitely not be going out Friday anyway. And so we're working on that as best we can. We've got a few other things kind of weighing on us a little bit this week, not as much. The big quarterly orders due, I think, middle of next week, so we're working on that right now. This weekend, I suspect Kate and I will be holding up in the office at home for most of the weekend and going through all those. I think the order form itself was shorter with less total SKUs, so hopefully it won't be that bad. But going through the quarterly orders are always kind of the worst days of each quarter, basically, because it's a lot of work, a lot of decision making, and it's incredibly fatiguing and tedious. So not looking forward to that this weekend. Gaia is coming in and will be restocking next week. We've talked about this a little bit in the past. Gaia Notes is a line of lacquer paints, really popular in a lot of stores. Pretty much all stores, as far as I know. They don't typically stick around very long when they come in stock. They're so in demand and have been hard to find the last few years. So we're getting our first shipment of that. They actually arrived this morning just before I turned the camera on. They won't make it for this week's restock. It's going to be a lot of check-in and product listing prep and stuff like that, because it's a lot of paint, a lot of product to go through. But that will be on next week's restock, and that'll be kind of interesting. And then the one other thing I'll mention is that we are still hiring. We've had this out there. I've been focused in other places, but if you're interested in joining our team, we do need more help in the warehouse. Weeks like this week and the coming week and the week before kind of help highlight the fact that we do need more help in the warehouse. I'd love the ability to scale up to a 3rd packing station on a crazy week like this week where we're really far behind. And in order to do that, not only do we need the space and the packing station and all the stuff that goes with that, but we also need the people to be able to support that, right? We need to be able to have 3 packers and probably at least 2 pickers to go with that. And currently we wouldn't be able to do that this week, even if we had the 3rd packing station. So if you're local, interested in joining our team, the link will be down in the description for the current position. We'll probably be shifting a lot of these like 30-hour week part-time positions to full-time very, very soon. So, take a look at that, and if the 30-hour week thing rather than like a 35+ hour week full-time thing is the issue, apply anyway, because we might be able to talk about that when it's time to do those interviews. So I think that's basically it for week in review. So let's start doing pre-orders. This week we had 3 new pre-orders, not a ton. Plamax GPO2 Guilty Princess Maydroid Alice. It's kind of another girl kit. I don't know what it's supposed to be themed on, but it's an interesting white and blue color scheme. And then we got 2 Motoroid kits from Estivalis, the ground battle frame and the aerial battle frame. I don't know a whole lot about that series in general myself. I think we actually had a Bandai kit for the aerial battle frame way back before we were called Mecha Warehouse, one of the first kits we ever got in stock. So I find that kind of interesting. But if you want a kit for that, this would be a great chance to pick one up. With that said though, let's move on to restocks. All right, restocks. Let's kick off with real grades and master grades. First up, real grade high new. We've had this one in stock. We got topped off. I think we got restocked in these last week as well. We got more of those. Real grade Char's Zigok. We got some of those in stock, as well as the RG Wing Gundam Zero. I don't think we've had this one or the Zigok for a little while, so those are back. Master grades, we got the MG Sandrock. We've had this one in stock, so we just got a top off on this. Got a few more of the Destiny Gundam Extreme Blast Mode. These restocked last week. I think we still had some in stock, but not a massive amount of those left in stock. Double O Riser, MG Double O Riser. This one's a new, relatively new, recent re-edition. Got the MG Gundam F91. This was definitely out of stock as well. MG Delta Plus, haven't had this one in a little while. One I'm really excited to get back in stock though is the MG ARC 7802 Gundam the Origin type. We haven't had this one in stock for quite a while. If you've been following the store for a while, we had these back in the attic days, and it was the one that got absolutely trashed, balled up and stuff. So that's it for master grades. Let's move on to high grades. All right, next up, high grades. We'll kick things off here with high grades with the Witch from Mercury kits finally in. We got the Ariel in, as well as the Ghouls de Lanza and the Ilfrith. So next set of Witch kits in. From Gundam Seed, we got the Gundam type High Maneuver, or High Mobility type. 2 kits this week from IBO. This is Gundam Barbatos Lupus back in stock, and the top off on the Bale, which we received relatively recently. Ton of UC high grade kits though this week. We got the Juagu, kind of a really weird elephant type looking thing with that snout on the helmet there. We've got the Origins Char Zaku 1. These Origin kits are great from what I hear. Looks like a nice one. Unicorn Destroy Mode, high grade. This is the red one, I think. I think there's a separate kit for the green version. The high grade Zeta, we didn't get a ton of these in, so they might not last super long. We also got the HG Camphor back in stock. Moving on, we got high grade ARC 78-2 Revive. This is a great kit. I've built that a few times. I've really enjoyed it. The HG Gundam Ground Type, another solid kit. Snapped one of those. I think I got it half painted. We got restocked on the Lotto twin set. This is interesting. It comes with, I think, 2 of these. That's why it's called a twin set. Kind of a mobile suit that transforms into like a little tank thing, which is kind of cool. Another Origin kit, the Bugu Rambaral version. This is a cool looking kit. I've got one of these in my backlog. I'm looking forward to building it. We got a restock of the high grade Psycho Gundam. We've had these in stock, so we got topped off on these. Pretty cool. These are pretty large too, so it's a big build for that one. Got the high grade High New. High grade High New. We also got topped off on the Sinju Stein narrative version this week. This is supposed to be a really good kit from what I understand. We got the Unicorn Gundam Banshee Destroy Mode. So Banshee to go with your high-grade Unicorn if you pick one of those up. Got some more of the Char's Zigak. These tend to be pretty popular high-grade kits. And then the Shin Matsunaga Zaku 2. All right, that's it for high grades. Let's move on to kind of everything else. Okay, last set of pre-orders. We got a bunch of other kits here in no specific order. We got the entry grade Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Son Goku back in stock. We've just run out of that. While we're at it, let's talk about the new Son Goku new spec version. These just came in, brand new release. I think they made some improvements to the previous version, and might be worth checking out if you are into Dragon Ball Z. Got the SD Gundam Aerial. I'm looking forward to this one myself. I kind of like the proportions almost better than the high grade on that one. And while we're at it, the other Witch kit that we still have to talk about is the Figure-Eye Standard Soletta Mercury. So if you've never built one of these, it's basically like a action figure kit. They're posable. And if you're into Witch from Mercury, this might be a good one to grab. Let's see, a few others here from 30-minute missions. Another brand new release, the Armored Assault Mecha. Kind of a green egg with legs, essentially. Kind of cool looking design. I think someone needs to make some like Cadbury egg decals to go on one of those. From Uma Musume Pretty Derby Tokai Teo. I don't know if that's what's from or what it is. I guess that's probably what it is. So another girl kit if you're into those from that Pretty Derby. From Pretty Derby, I guess, is the IP it's from. Star Wars, we got the X-Wing Starfighter 172 scale. Pretty hefty kit. There's a decent amount of stuff in here. Looks like it comes with a base as well. And then finally, Pokemon, we got a restock on the Rayquaza. I think we were out of these, one of the few Pokemon kits we've been out of stock on. So if you're into Pokemon, this is a good time to grab one of those. We also got, finally, 6 acrylic displays. We got 2 for G Gundam, a small and large version. These are great to display next to your kits. Maybe if you've got an RG God Gundam, for example, and you want to show that off with it. We also got 2 displays, a clear and black version from Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway. So these look pretty clean. Hopefully it comes through okay on the camera here. Those look pretty neat. We also got 2 from IBO, a vertical IBO acrylic display, and a Tekadan logo as well. And that's it for restocks this week. Got a ton of stuff in, so definitely take a look and see if there's anything you've been looking for. Okay, those are the restocks for this week. You know, grab some stuff, help us make some room. We've got a ton of stuff coming in and a lot more stuff that will be coming in pretty soon once we can make some room for it. Okay, next up, Q&A. This is the part where I answer questions from you, the viewer. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it next week. First up, from ADRN, Happy New Year to your family and the Mecha Warehouse crew. Once again, checking in if you have any updates on the G-Witch shipments. Thank you all for the work you put in. Hoping you can take a vacation sometime soon. Thank you. So, Witch from Mercury, the next batch of it was in this week's restock, obviously. So that's Ariel, Ilfrith, Ghouls Delanza, SD Ariel, and the Figure-Rise Standard Soletta Mercury. The next set of kits after that, I'm not sure exactly. I think I've seen a few on some of the sheets indicating stuff that will be coming in the next shipment, so we should be getting at least a few more fairly soon, but I don't have hard dates on any of that stuff yet. But thanks for the question. Rosanero 7847. I know the MGEX Unicorn is a very divisive kit due to the cost, fragility, but what are the odds that Mecha Warehouse will restock this kit? 100% if they decide to reprint them. We'll definitely order them again if they ever get reprinted. I don't know if they'll ever reprint it. I presume at some point they'll decide to do it. Not sure when that will be, but when they do, we'll be sure to order them and do our best to get them in. Okay, next up, Plastic Germs. Question, what is one hobby tool you feel is unnecessary to have and why? I feel like this is a weird question. I don't know that there's any tool that I know of that is completely unnecessary. And the asterisk that goes with that is it really depends on what you're doing. So if you are never going to cut circular masks, you don't need a circular mask cutting tool, right? It's great to have if you're going to do that kind of thing. You don't need that kind of tool if you're not going to do that kind of thing. And I think that goes with most tools. I'm sure that there are plenty of things that the specialized tool isn't necessary and you can get away without needing it. I haven't delved into any of those areas of the hobby yet myself, so I just don't really know what to say with that regard. Fun question, pancakes or waffles? I probably have pancakes far more often than waffles because they're easier. But I guess I like pancakes more than waffles. It's a hard choice though. All right, and I think we got one more question. Victor Izaguirre? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Do you know when get the MGX Strike Freedom in? I do not. I don't have a hard date for that. Hopefully fairly soon. I think it was supposed to be November production, so that means it should be starting to show up sometime around now if they aren't already. I just don't know exactly when they're coming in. And I guess he asked to follow up. Also, are you getting in any more PG other than Unicorn? We have a ton of PGs on order. I think Astray Red Frame, Exia, Unleashed, and I think there's one or two others that are also on order and confirmed. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, but we do have more PGs coming. I think 2023 will probably be the year of the return of the PG. Okay, so that's it for questions. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer it next week. Thank you for watching. See you next time.